Hello everyone, back to tuning in to today's second video. Going to have a look at the weather for the 10 to 14 days for today's second video. Day 10 will take us to the 1st of June. Goodness gracious me, and wow. And we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the excellent GFS ECM Ensembles. Maybe we'll try in a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFS Me2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, and that will get us into the middle part of June, and I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say that the first video today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast. Could be live streaming from 8 PM this evening, so we're going to have a live and we'll see how we're all doing. We will, of course, have a look at the 12-step operations and bring some long range in that live stream as well. It's going to be epic, so I shall see you a little bit later on, maybe, for that one. Now, the charity appeal, we started it on Saturday, and the response has been overwhelming. Thank you so much, everybody, for all of the donations that you've given to Rainbow's Hospice. So we're raising money for Rainbow's Hospice to provide vital care for children and young people in the East Midlands region. They're my local hospice based in Loughborough in Leicestershire. Actually, I'm in Northamptonshire, but they cover the entire East Midlands region. They look after very, very sick and poorly children and young people. They do incredible work. I went to have a visit at Rainbows a couple of weeks ago, and all of the things that they have there are amazing. It costs £6.5 million to run their hospice, you know, over a 12-monthly period. That's the amount that it cost them last year. Just 20% of that comes from the NHS. The rest just comes from donations from you know, very kind and generous supporters and whatnot. And as we're coming up to the 1-year anniversary of when I lost my mum, Mrs. P, last year on the 27th of May, I thought we would do something nice and wholesome, and you know, we'd have a charity live stream. So that's what we're doing on Saturday at 6 PM. I will be going live for a very rare, one-off, unusual Saturday evening live stream. We'll be streaming for about 3 hours from 6 until 9 PM. Going to try to raise as much money as we possibly can for Rainbows, and it's going to be epic. So if you're around on Saturday evening, then please check in to the live stream. I'll have guests joining me in the stream as well to chat with me, and it's going to be something completely different, completely unique, and one-off. It'll probably be the last charity stream I do. So I did a charity stream a couple of years ago. I've done a couple of charity events on the channel, but this will probably be the last charity charity live stream. So you know, a complete one-off, unique experience on Saturday at 6 PM. Please check in if you can possibly do so and you're around the channel. You can give a donation before then. This is the Just Giving page that I've created for Rainbow's Hospice for children and young people. We are already over halfway to our target. So we've got 265 there. So far. Thank you so much to all of the people who have donated. We've had some incredible donations from very, very kind and generous people. So thank you so much to all of the people who've donated at Just Giving so far. The link is in the description with this video to both Rainbows and also to our Just Giving page. So if you would like to give a donation, don't have to, but if you would like to, we do ask that you do so. And, you know, donate to this wonderful cause at the same time. Remember my mum, who, as I say, we will have lost 1 year ago on Saturday. Right, okay, thank you so much, everyone. Let's crack on with the video then. And by the way, tonight, during the live stream, I'll tell you who's coming on the live stream with me on Saturday. So I'll let you all know who's going to be coming onto the live stream, having a chat with me on Saturday. Right, okay, let's start the live stream, the video. I want to talk about it. Let's start the video. We're going to begin having a look at central temperature. The CT is ticking up. It's now sitting at 12.3, which is 1.1 degrees above 61.9 average. That's visual to yesterday, to the 21st of May. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles. That covers Wrexham today. The red line is the Virginia upper air temperature average for Wrexham. We're above average up above. I'm going to say above average as well. It looks like it's generally quite a warm thing continuing right way from May into June. However, A point of interest and to note is the GFS operational run, which is this big green line just here, dropping away over the bank holiday weekend. Now, quite clearly, it's something of an outlier. There are a couple of other GFS ones doing something similar, but not many of them. Most of the pack still clustered up here on the warmer than average side. But it does look as though some quite significant change is taking place there within the GFS operation run. And it does have a control run with it as well, which is the thick blue line. So both of them are kind of like dropping the temperature, pulling in a northerly wind over the bank holiday weekend, which is not what we've been expecting. We've actually been thinking we're going to get a very warm and dry bank holiday. Now, as these are outliers, then obviously it's not necessarily going to pan out like that, but it is a wobble. So more about that in a moment when we go through chart data. Precipitation-wise, lots and lots of dry weather to come through the rest of May. Some precipitation spikes into June, but not all that many of them. To be honest, the main focal point is like the warm trend, but with the cold plunge going on there within the GFS operational and control runs. Temperature anomalies from the 22nd to the 30th of May around to a little bit below average, maybe surprisingly, given that ensemble graph. I can only assume there's going to be some quite chilly nights to come. And precipitation anomalies from the 22nd to the 30th of May are coming out significantly drier than average. The latest Windflow Map from earth.nullschool.net shows high pressure is building in from off the Atlantic today. Again, reaching in from off the Atlantic, high pressure stretching all the way from the Atlantic Ocean right the way into northern parts of Europe, sending the jet stream and the areas of low pressure away to the north as well. Okay, that all-important chart data then, starting off with the UK Met Euro run, which takes us to, we start at midnight on Thursday, to high pressure ridging through the country at that point, mostly dry and looking quite warm. That continues into the bank holiday weekend as well, but then the high pressure begins to pull out to our west on Sunday, allowing a cold front, rather unexpectedly, to start moving in from the North Atlantic. And so the upshot there is that we actually start putting really quite a chilly northerly wind as we get to bank holiday Monday. It is mostly dry because it's an anticyclonic influence. The only difference is that the high pressure kind of repositioning excuse me, just out to our west. But if you look at the upper air temperatures, they are looking really quite cold. Actually bringing -5 Celsius isotherm into northern and eastern parts of Scotland there, which is not what we've been expecting, I have to say. This is somewhat unexpected and surprising. But there we go. You just never know, do you, with the weather? Anyway, that's only UK there. So how's Icon looking? Well, again, for Thursday, got high pressure ridging in from the Atlantic, being mostly dry and warm weather. Wind mostly dry and warm up to the weekend. Again, Icon is pulling out that high pressure into the Atlantic and bringing down a weak cold front from Saturday to Sunday. That cold front introducing some cooler air from the north. And the high pressure very quick comes back in. So not much of a northerly with Icon. We're very quickly back under the centre of that ridge. But it does turn cooler. Not as cold as the UK Met, but it does turn cooler. Now, the GFS midnight run, we know this one is also going to do a plunge. So let's see how that happens. Again, high pressure dominates over the country to the end of the week into bank holiday weekend. Look at this. High pressure pulls out into the Atlantic. Low pressure digs into the Norwegian Sea. And down comes a cold front. Behind that comes cooler northwesterly winds. So that's the setup for bank holiday Monday, 29th of May, with low pressure to the east of Scotland, high pressure in the Atlantic, bringing in even quite a chilly northwesterly to northerly flow, which again is not what we're expecting or have been expecting, but that's what it's showing today. Very quickly, the high pressure which is back in through next week, and we turn drier and warmer once again. So as we go into the extreme range, just beyond day 10, which is the 2nd of June, high pressure strengthening towards Scandinavia, bringing in a warm easterly flow. So it's not all over by any means with fine warm weather. It's just a bit of a wobble, but it's happening right over the bank holiday, which is a little bit annoying and quite typical, really, isn't it? Beyond that, the GFS midnight run, we're going to town with dry, warm weather, high pressure in control, maybe some low pressure threats and thundery showers into the south of Benchy, but basically we're high and dry then towards the end of the first week of June. GFS 6 then again with high pressure ridging in from off the Atlantic, bringing a lot of dry and warm weather at the end of the week into the weekend. The high pressure pulls out to wet again. Down comes this northerly, so that's 2 GFS operation runs doing something similar. And then get back on Monday, looking quite cool with those northerly breezes, high pressure out to the west. Beyond that, update time, high pressure sort of ridging back in over top of the country, cuts off the northerly and starts to warm things up. And then in the extended, begins to turn more unsettled with low pressure coming in from off the Atlantic, turning things not only cooler but also wetter by the end of the first week of June. You don't want to be seeing dartboard lows like that in June. If you're enjoying the video, please can you like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much if I did that. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Get them to subscribe. We thank you so much for doing that. And of course, please tell your friends and family about Rainbow's Hospice, providing vital care for children and young people with terminal and life-limiting conditions. They don't just provide care within the hospice, as amazing as their hospice facility is. They also take the care out into the community. They take hospice into the community and will look after children in the home environment and also in the hospital environment as well. So they provide, nurses and staff in hospitals as well as in homes and also in the hospice itself. So they do absolutely unbelievable work, but it's mostly funded, 80% funded by charitable donations. And we just ask that you please tell your friends and family about Rainbows, ask them to give a donation, and we thank you so much for doing that. Right, GM, again, for Thursday, the high pressure is ridging in from off the Atlantic, brings lots of dry and warm weather with it. What happens over bank holiday weekend? Not a northerly. There we go, bringing some cooler air just into the north of Scotland there on sea, but basically we're still under the ridge of high pressure. So, the GM is maintaining mostly dry and relatively warm conditions through the bank holiday weekend, but up to date, everything's looking in place. 1st of June, high pressure over Scandinavia, a warm easterly or southeasterly wind coming in to the country, and then the ECM at WF again, the high pressure just over into the west of the country on Thursday through to Friday and Saturday. That high pressure is ridging through the country. That carries on into bank holiday Monday as well. So just a little bit of a northwest into far north Scotland, but basically the ridge is keeping that northerly at bay with the ECM as well. Rock solid in the idea of a basically dry and warm bank holiday weekend lasting all the way up to day 10, which is Thursday, the 1st of June. This is the Precipitation Forecast based on the ECM run from Meteo.com. And we have loads and loads of dry weather ahead. Just a few showers into the north at times. But basically, from today right way through to day 10, 1st of June, it's almost universally dry across most parts of the country. That's crazy, isn't it? CFS V2, lastly, so these are 500 millibar height lines breaking down into a weekly period. So the first week period will take from the 22nd, 28th of May. The coming week is dominated by high pressure, bringing loads of dry, fine and warm weather. Week 2, also very anti-cyclonic, 29th of May, 4th of June, at high pressure right in over the top of the country. Week 3 is going to be the 5th to the 11th of June. The high pressure perhaps retrograding a little bit towards Greenland and Iceland. Should still be relatively warm though. I don't think bringing in that much of a northerly with that. Might be a little bit cooler, still mostly dry. And then week 4, which is going to be the 12th to the 18th of June, we start to push the high pressure further northwards, centering it around Greenland and Iceland. Lower pressure could be starting to move in underneath the high. That might be starting to turn a little bit more unsettled as we get through to the middle of June. Of course, it's 4 weeks away, so it's not really worth worrying about. Okay, we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, then please do you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. It's amazing. It's incredible. Thank you so much for doing that. Make sure you check out Rainbow's Hospice, providing vital care and bright and short lives, looking after children and young people with life-limiting and terminal conditions in the East Midlands region. And if you could, please give a donation to Rainbows. We thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. And I shall see you a little bit later on for our live stream. That's coming up at 8 p.m. this evening. So we'll check in, see how we're all doing. We'll have a look at the 12Z operationals, and we'll have a look at some long range as well. So all of that to come at 8 p.m. I'll tell you who's going to be with me on the charity live stream as well. So I'll see you a little bit later on. But for this video and for today's videos, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.